Today our topic is how to cultivate wisdom with Stoicism. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that teaches us how to live a good life by focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot. It is not just a set of ideas, but a practical way to live with wisdom, courage, and calmness. Wisdom, in Stoicism, is about understanding the world and ourselves in a way that helps us make better decisions and live in harmony with nature. Let's explore how we can cultivate wisdom using Stoic principles. First, wisdom starts with understanding what is in our control and what is not. The Stoics believe that many things in life are beyond our control, such as the weather, other people's opinions, or even our own past. Trying to control these things only leads to frustration and disappointment. Instead, we should focus on what we can control: our thoughts, actions, and attitudes. This is the foundation of Stoic wisdom. When we accept that some things are out of our hands, we free ourselves from unnecessary stress and can direct our energy toward what truly matters. For example, if someone insults you, you cannot control their words, but you can control how you react. You can choose not to be offended, to remain calm, and to respond with kindness. This is wisdom in action. Second, Stoicism teaches us to practice self-awareness. To cultivate wisdom, we must first understand ourselves. This means paying attention to our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Why do we feel angry or sad? Why do we act in certain ways? By reflecting on these questions, we can identify patterns and learn from them. The Stoics used a practice called evening reflection, where they would review their day and ask themselves, "What did I do well? What could I have done better?" This helps us grow and improve over time. Self-awareness also means recognizing our biases and limitations. We are all human, and we all make mistakes. Wisdom comes from acknowledging these flaws and working to overcome them. Third, wisdom requires us to embrace challenges and difficulties. The Stoics believe that obstacles are not something to avoid, but opportunities to grow. When we face challenges, we have a chance to practice patience, resilience, and creativity. For example, if you lose your job, it can feel like a disaster. But with a Stoic mindset, you can see it as an opportunity to learn new skills, explore new paths, or even start your own business. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This means that we can find meaning and purpose even in difficult situations. By embracing challenges, we become stronger and wiser. Fourth, Stoicism teaches us to live in the present moment. Many of us spend too much time worrying about the future or regretting the past. But the Stoics remind us that the only moment we truly have is the present. By focusing on the here and now, we can make better decisions and enjoy life more fully. For example, if you are having a conversation with a friend, give them your full attention instead of thinking about what you need to do later. If you are eating a meal, savor each bite instead of rushing through it. Living in the present moment helps us appreciate the simple joys of life and reduces anxiety about the future. Fifth, wisdom involves cultivating gratitude. The Stoics believe that we should be thankful for what we have, even if it seems small. Gratitude helps us see the good in our lives and shifts our focus away from what we lack. For example, instead of complaining about your job, be grateful that you have one. Instead of wishing for a bigger house, appreciate the home you have. Gratitude also reminds us that everything we have is temporary. The Stoics called this the premeditation of evils, which means imagining losing what we have. This might sound negative, but it helps us value what we have while we have it. By practicing gratitude, we become more content and less attached to material things. Sixth, Stoicism encourages us to develop a sense of purpose. Wisdom is not just about knowing things. It's about using that knowledge to live a meaningful life. The Stoics believe that we should strive to contribute to the greater good and live in accordance with our values. This means being honest, kind, and fair in our interactions with others. It also means pursuing goals that align with our true selves. For example, if you value creativity, find ways to express it in your work or hobbies. If you value helping others, look for opportunities to volunteer or support those in need. When we live with purpose, we feel more fulfilled and connected to the world around us. Seventh, Stoicism teaches us to practice moderation. Wisdom is about finding balance in all areas of life. This means not overindulging in pleasures or avoiding pain entirely. The Stoics believe that excess in anything leads to suffering. For example, eating too much food might feel good in the moment, but it can lead to health problems later. Similarly, avoiding all risks might feel safe, but it can prevent us from growing and experiencing new things. By practicing moderation, we can enjoy life without becoming dependent on external things for happiness. Eighth, Stoicism reminds us to be humble. Wisdom is not about showing off or proving how smart we are. It's about recognizing that we are part of something larger than ourselves. The Stoics believed in the concept of cosmic perspective, which means seeing ourselves as a small part of the universe. This helps us stay grounded and avoid arrogance. For example, instead of boasting about your achievements, remember that many people have worked hard to help you succeed. Instead of looking down on others, remember that everyone has their own struggles and strengths. Humility allows us to learn from others and stay open to new ideas. Ninth, Stoicism encourages us to embrace change. Life is constantly changing, and wisdom involves accepting this reality. The Stoics believe that change is natural and necessary for growth. For example, the seasons change, people grow older, and relationships evolve. Instead of resisting change, we should learn to adapt and find opportunities in it. This requires flexibility and a willingness to let go of old habits or beliefs that no longer serve us. By embracing change, we become more resilient and open to new possibilities. 10th, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what truly matters. In our busy lives, it's easy to get caught up in trivial things like social media, gossip, or material possessions. But the Stoics remind us that these things are not important in the long run. What truly matters are our relationships, our character, and our contributions to the world. For example, instead of spending hours scrolling through your phone, spend time with your family or friends. Instead of chasing fame or wealth, focus on becoming a better person. By prioritizing what truly matters, we can live a more meaningful and fulfilling life. Finally, Stoicism encourages us to practice compassion and kindness. Wisdom is not just about understanding the world. It's about using that understanding to help others. The Stoics believe that we are all connected, and that we should treat others with respect and empathy. This means listening to others, offering support when needed, and avoiding judgment. For example, if someone is struggling, instead of criticizing them, try to understand their situation and offer help. By practicing compassion, we create a more harmonious and supportive world. In conclusion, cultivating wisdom with Stoicism is about focusing on what we can control, practicing self-awareness, embracing challenges, living in the present, cultivating gratitude, finding purpose, practicing moderation, staying humble, embracing change, focusing on what truly matters, and practicing compassion. These principles may seem simple, but they require consistent effort and reflection. By applying Stoic wisdom to our daily lives, we can become more resilient, content, and fulfilled. Remember, wisdom is not something we achieve overnight. It's a lifelong journey of learning and growth. So take one step at a time, and you will find yourself becoming wiser and stronger with each passing day.